Hello everyone. I am Krystal the Mystic, and today we are back with another collective message. I grabbed my archetype cards today, and when I was shuffling them just now, Spirit wants to get a little bit of a lowdown, a deep dive about who it is this person really is to you. So this could be however or whoever, like whatever type of relationship that you're looking for. It doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic relationship, but we are going to get some insight. We are going to get some guidance about who is this person really and how are they showing up for you. So let's dial in here. I'm asking to connect to my guides, angels, ancestors, archangels, any other higher divine beings, gods, goddesses, and deities to please use me as a channel and messenger for any divine guidance or wisdom that my collective needs to hear through me at this moment in time. Please allow me to speak clearly, hear clearly, feel clearly, and know clearly any divine guidance or wisdom that my collective needs to know whenever they need to hear it. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so let's see. Who is this person truly and deeply to you or towards you? Who is this person? Who is this person? What are their intentions? Child eternal. Determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. The shadow attributes are inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. So while this person might be like somebody who's like young, wild, and free, they also might be kind of immature and they don't necessarily know how to take responsibility when things go awry. They are it's like maybe somebody in their life, whether it was a parent or a friend or a family member, who cleaned up this person's messes a lot, and now they don't know how to take accountability in a way that's actually effective for them to move forward and grow. Who is this person to my collective here? What are their intentions? I keep wanting to clear my throat all of a sudden. We have bully. Highlights your tendencies to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. The shadow attributes are conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. I think this person had a bully that was a lot closer to them than they could control. So that could be a parent or a sibling or a friend or a cousin or somebody who was like constantly pushing them, bullying them, and it might have created some deep-rooted fears and insecurities in this person, and they might take that out on not necessarily like take that out on you, but you might see how, like, while they might be a good-hearted person at the end of the day, there is still like this tendency to make fun of or to joke at the expense of, and that's not nice. And it might not feel nice if you're the person that's on the receiving end of it. This person might not realize that they are kind of intimidating when they do that, because they might think it's something that's like lighthearted, and it's not necessarily how you are perceiving it. But also, this person might have been like, I can't help but read, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. This person also, like, that's why I was kind of getting like, they might still have a very good heart, and these are like subconscious tendencies that they don't realize that they have, because this person also could be somebody who is very encouraging in other areas, and they don't realize that their own feelings or fears are being projected onto you through something like this, through their own experiences. Who is this person really? Visionary and teacher. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Shadow attributes are selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. I think this person has a hard time with trusting their intuition. I think they have very strong intuition, but I don't necessarily think that they have trusted it based on this compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. So they might have compromised or settled for a lot of different things than they expected for themselves because they don't necessarily trust their intuition wholeheartedly. Teacher. Ability to communicate knowledge, skill, experience, or wisdom. Shadow attributes, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Ooh, father on the bottom, that might have something to do with it, actually. They might have had a father figure who was kind of, I want to say contradictory. So they might be somebody who like loves to learn and loves to teach, but they also might not realize that they are also teaching skills and mindsets and habits that might not necessarily be the most constructive or healthy. It might just be something that works for them, and it works because of the way that they were taught by maybe a father figure or parent figure. And I don't think that they acknowledge it as abuse. It might not be something that they realize had a negative impact on them quite yet. And that is probably part of the reason why it's like, wow, this person is so smart. They're so insightful, but they kind of still have a funny way of going about things. Like, why is that? It's most likely because they were conditioned to believe that what they're doing is healthy, even if it's not. But they do really love to learn, and they love to share the things that they've learned. I also think that they're very good at explaining things that they've learned. So if there's something new that it's new to you and this person is also just learning about it, they have a great way of explaining it to you that you can understand based on how they've interpreted that knowledge. What other things do we need to know about this person's intentions / character? Alchemist. I love that. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Shadow attribute is misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. A vampire on the bottom with that one. They probably are a very strong alchemist and manifester. They probably have transmuted a lot of negative energy through their experiences and their journey. But I do think that there is still traits that this person has that either keep them codependent to something, to someone. They're easily drained because they might not be re-energizing with things that are like it almost seems like we have like for an example, you have a really close friend that you had for a really long time, and as much as you love that person and like spending time with them like does still make you happy, at the end of the day you know you're really not getting much from it. And when you're already exhausted and you're tired and you have to choose, like, do I sleep today or do I hang out with this person? Like, sometimes you have to choose the sleep. You got to choose the sleep, And I think that's the thing that this person might have, is that um, they might not recognize the energy vampires in their life, and they might still care for them uh, as friends, family, romantic interests, and they might not realize that part of the reason why they feel depleted is because of either their comfort level with something or their addiction to something, or they just don't even realize that the things that they love are not necessarily good for them. All right, any last messages here, Spirit? Destroyer and Exorcist. Oh, wow. Destroyer, releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for new life. Shadow attributes are intoxication with destructive power, destroying others, dreams, or potential. Exorcist, freeing yourself and the destructive impulses. Notice how destructive has come up 3 different times in this reading, which I find very interesting, very particular word to choose. Shadow attribute is fear of facing your own demons. This person is in the position that they're in because they have a habit of self-sabotage, and they have a fear of fully accepting themselves and what that looks like. I don't think this person's intention is to destroy the good things in life. I think that they are actually working really hard to free themselves of these self-sabotaging habits, and they want a new life with, I want to say, like more intentional action and more intentional people. And that might be why you are kind of conflicted, because you're like, okay, you seem like a great person, but there's still something underneath the surface that I can't see. And that's the trauma that they are trying to acknowledge and overcome. Um, I also think that they might carry a lot more pain than what they are willing to show people. People might have not been so gracious with them showing that vulnerability. And I think that's part of this, like, it's easier just to cut ties and keep doing what I'm doing rather than actually working through something. Like, I think they're much more comfortable with things crumbling and just letting things be rather than like putting in the work to push through. Alchemist, I'm coming back to this. There might have been a time where this person was really coming into themselves in a way where they were starting to really feel good about what they were doing, how they were doing it, where they were going, and other people around them kind of manipulated how they were seeing themselves, and that might still be something that they are dealing with, that internalization of how other people have treated them throughout the good things that have happened to them. Wow. Bottom deck. Child divine, yes. This person, they they definitely are pure of heart, and they are probably much more innocent um, in this situation than you might assume in the beginning. Uh, it's not like they don't have their own things to work through. I think that's very clear, even for their personal experience. But I do think that they are undoing that or working on undoing that so they don't continue to perpetuate that. Because I think that they releasing what is potentially destructive, I think they're very aware that they have destructive, self sabotaging tendencies. I don't think that's something that they're unaware of. I think they just are trying to calculate how to overcome that without once again like settling or pressuring themselves to be something that is not authentic to them. Wow, this was a much different message than I expected to get today. But you know what? I'm glad that this is the message that I brought you, and I hope this clarified some things and reassured you in some way. I hope that this gives you a little more hope in this connection, whatever type of connection it may be. And I'm going to leave you guys here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Like this video if you liked it, and comment down below if anything was specific to you. All right? Have a wonderful day. Bye.